people here on 2nd Street, and most will say their town's name like this.
Lac du Bonnet.
Lac du Bonnet?
But not everyone says it that way.
Lac du Bonnet.
Okay, and you've always said Bonnet?
No.
Did you grow up around here?
No, I just moved here in 63.
Well, that's a while ago.
That's a while ago, yeah.
My grandpa, he is Ukrainian, and he usually says like Lac du Bonnet, like he has a strong accent.
I know it's Lac du Bonnet, but we all say Lac du Bonnet
And how do you know that it's Bonnet?
because that's how it's spelled.
Lac du Bonnet.
Bonnet.
Yeah,
Are you French?
yeah. Well, Canadian.
I always reckon it's like that sort of liqueur I used to drink, and it was called Debunking.
Lac du Bonnet.
You say Bonnet.
Yeah.
And how come?
It's the way I grew up knowing it.
Well, yeah, if you're English or French, it's up to you. Or you'll get to the same place. Whether you ask directions, you're going to get to the same place, right?
Have you ever heard any of the older people around town say it Bonnet?
No. Oh, I don't really talk to those people.
So Lac du Bonnet or Lac du Bonnet is the pronunciation here.
Either one goes.
Either one goes, yeah. You won't get in trouble for either one. Yeah.
So I had to get to the bottom of it by asking some longtime locals. I dropped by the historical museum and asked its president.
Lac du Bonnet, probably both ways.
He might be neutral on the pronunciation, but he's not that way with the name's origin. The legend goes that French-Canadian voyageur La Vérendrye visited the area in the 1730s and found the fluvial lake on the Winnipeg River resembled a cap, thereby dubbing it Lac du Bonnet.
There's no truth to the urban myth.
Tottle says it's unclear whether the explorer even visited the area. La Vérendrye's map makes no mention of the name Lac du Bonnet and offers scant detail on its terrain.
So Lake of the Woods to the Lake Winnipeg. So it's just a straight line with a little bump in it. Like that's
Nothing like a bonnet.
Nothing like a bonnet at all. No.
He says the name Bonnet wasn't recorded until decades after La Vérendrye.
It's more likely that the bonnet refers to a headdress, an indigenous headdress.
So how did the story go so wrong?
This is my grandfather.
Jack Halliday's grandfather, W.D. Halliday, arrived here in 1900.
He was actually, if not the first, he was one of the first to establish a homestead in this area.
The museum sits in the spot where that home was built, his grandfather's homesteading title, one of the many family artifacts on display. W.D. Halliday was a farmer, an official, and an entrepreneur who ran his own business transporting VIPs.
He had a buggy in the summer and a sleigh or cutter in the winter, and then he got into freighting.
He also kept a diary.
This is a document that was written up by my grandfather in 1934.
That document could be where the rumor started. Halliday wrote, quote, Lac du Bonnet proper was named by La Vérendrye, a French-Canadian explorer of 1732, because to him, the lake resembled a bonnet or a cap. Now that we know that that's a myth, does it change how you think of some of your grandfather's stories? Or?
Oh, he probably, like everybody in the days, he probably embellished some of the stories a bit.
Once we got that straightened out, I went back to the original question. How did your family say it when you were growing up?
It was always Lac du Bonnet as far as I've ever known.
At 86, and the grandson of the first homesteader, I think I'll go with how Jack says it. Emily Brass, CBC News, Lac du Bonnet.
You had to apply for your homestead and register it, then you had to